Hey YouTube, I hope this video helps. Please check out my playlist, Evidence for Christianity and End Times. I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Time to change the oil on my 2015 Kia Sedona. First thing you want to do is set the emergency brake. Emergency brake set. Pop the hood. So it says you need 6 quarts. Go ahead and raise up your hood. And on the oil fill cap, it says that we need 5W30. And there's my 6 quarts of high mileage 5W30 oil. And there's the oil filter that I got for it. Now you need to remove this cover. Just yank up on it. So I have a 27mm socket for the oil filter cap and a 17mm socket for the oil drain plug. So now I'm going to take off the oil filter cap. There we go. Let the oil drip a bit. So having the cap off will allow all the oil to drain out of that container. Also, go ahead and lift up on your dipstick there so that it also doesn't allow any oil to be trapped up in there. Alright, let's take off the oil drain plug. Alright, now we're going under the car. Going underneath the front end of the car. And you might need to jack your car up if you can't get under here, but I can get under mine. And that back there is our oil drain plug. If you see it, there it is. And I'm going to reach back there and take that off, and then I got my oil drip pan there to catch all the oil. And make sure that you have a catch pan that can actually hold the full amount of oil that's going to come out. This is a 7 quart. So on the bottom of your van, you may have this some spoiler hanging down here a little further that catches on every single curb whenever you park your car. If you haven't removed that yet, I highly recommend getting rid of that stupid thing. And I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description showing how to remove that spoiler wind thingy that catches on everything. So there's the oil drain plug. Be careful if you've already ran the engine. Could be very hot. Got to put the rubber mallet to it because it may have been over torqued at the previous oil change from the mechanic. There we go. Alright, I got a box underneath my oil catch pan just in case. And I'm going to go ahead and put rubber gloves on for this part. There we go. Now I'm going to let that drain. Alright, so while the oil is draining, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my stuff to get it ready to put in. So now we want to pull the oil filter out. Just grab it and wiggle it. Pulls up. So if you look down in there, there's a little tiny hole off to the side on the right side there. And there is something that has to go down in there. So here's a new filter, and that little tab, that little part there that's sticking up has to go down in that little hole I was just showing you. So with the new oil filter, has a gasket kit, got a O-ring that goes on the oil filter cap here, and then a metal one for the oil drain plug if you need it. To remove the old one, probably need a little flathead screwdriver, and then just get under it, slide it off. And the new O-ring, you need to put a little bit of fresh engine oil on it to make sure it seals. So when I do that, here, I've got my rubber gloves on. Get it all the way around. Get it up, the engine oil all over the O-ring, and then put it on. And you want to make sure you get it down all the way onto the place where the old O-ring was. Alright, it's on there all the way. Looks good. So I'm going to be putting the new oil filter in now, and the part with this here goes down, and it's got an O-ring on it. Might as well put some engine oil on it as well to make sure it seals. So got some fresh engine oil on my glove, and it's on there. So let's go push it down into the engine. Alright, so the new oil filter, there's that tab that's sticking out, and it goes down, and you see that little hole on the right side that you need to put it down into. Make sure you get it in there. Alright, we're good. So I got the new oil filter in, got the new O-ring on the oil filter cap. Make sure it's where it needs to be. And to get this metal part down into the middle of the filter, it's going to take some pressure at first to get it down into that. There we go. So now it's down in there. Now I can screw on the oil filter cap. Supposed to torque the oil filter cap to 25.8 foot-pounds. Alright, and go ahead and push your dipstick back down. So now that the oil is done draining, I want to go ahead and wipe off the surface that the oil drain plug is going to be touching. Make sure it's clean. No debris. Alright, and then put the drain plug back on. Drip it. Alright, the Kia Sedona is supposed to be torqued between 25 and 32 foot-pounds, so I just set it to 30. Everything's cleaned off, and alright, now go ahead and remove your oil fill cap. And wipe it off. Make sure you use a funnel to put the new engine oil in. Alright, with it running, I want to check all around here, make sure that there's no oil seeping up out of this seal. Looks good. You also want to make sure there's no drips coming from your drain plug. Looks good. So I got the full 6 quarts in there. I let it run for a little bit. Now I'll let it sit for a little bit. Let's see where we're at for the oil level. You probably can't tell, but it's right there. Very hard to see. That's good. Should be hard to see with new engine oil. So putting the engine cover back on, you have these 4 spots there that go on these 4 spots there. There we go. All right, so there he is. All right, I can tell it's on there because it ain't moving. Feels like the others are on there too. So, hey, yeah, you can feel it clicking in. Click. There we go. Engine cover's on. Make sure before you take it on a spin that you release the emergency brake. I just got done driving it around. I pulled it back in, checked for leaks, let it sit for a while, and checked the oil level, and everything looks great. Thanks for watching. Please join me on MeWe. I got a public group set up called Share Your Trade. You can go on there, ask any questions, and hopefully somebody that's in that trade can actually give you a good answer. And also you can go on there and share any information about your trade that might help others. Thanks.